Okay, in this video, I'm going to talk about how we can go for Umrah planning ourselves, which means we don't need any third-party contact, third-party agents, because they charge tons of money and they'll put you far, far away from the mosque. Anyways, so let's get started. Now, first thing first, there are like 5 essential steps for a smooth, hassle-free, and of course, agentless Umrah. Number one is planning and budgeting ahead. We got to give ourselves time to plan and budget. But don't worry, I'm going to talk about each and every step further on. Number two is getting yourself a visa, which is very simple, very easy. Number three is tickets. Of course, we all know how to buy tickets and how to book tickets, but I'm going to tell you a way where you can save a lot of money and it will save you a lot of hassle as well. And number four will be the accommodation, which is the most important part of your Umrah. You don't want to just walk because you decided to book hotel out of nowhere and you are far away from the masjid. So this is the most important part. But last but not least, transport. You will be traveling from Mecca to Medina and back and forth for your tickets, for your airplane tickets, whatever, or for your flight. So transport is also an important part. So let's just dig into it. Let's talk about each step. And first step is planning and budgeting. Now, we all know that whenever we don't go for now planning. All right, the first thing is planning and budgeting, right? We all know that whenever we want to go for vacation, we take our sweet time, we plan, we budget, we write down numbers, how much our budget is, how much we want to spend on tickets and food and accommodation and all that. So this is also a very good thing, where we can just plan ahead and give ourselves at least 2 to 4 months, where we know that okay, we're gonna go for Umrah after 2 or 4 months. So we have our time to look for tickets because if it's Ramadan, this is also very important. If you are going for Umrah in Ramadan or before or right after the Hajj, get yourself ready for very crowded places. Okay. Like there will be a lot of people everywhere and everyone want to be at the masjid at the same time. So it'll be very crowded. So plan yourself ahead. If it's your first time, you might want to go in off-peak season so you can enjoy and get to all the 5 prayers on time and go for ziyarat and all that. And then other thing is where you gotta decide if you want to go for the blessed Medina first or you want to go for Umrah first. Some people they go to Jeddah and then Mecca and then they go to blessed Medina, or some people they go directly to blessed Medina and then go for Umrah and then come back. So it's up to you. Either way is fine, but just plan ahead. And then the third one is budgeting, which is very important. Write down the numbers. Convert your currency into reals and write it down how much you want to spend in real, how much you want to take real, how much you want to take your own currency so you can go over there and then convert it. Either way is fine. But please, please, please plan ahead because I've seen a lot of people, and including myself, during like my first or second Umrah, I spent way more than I expected. So just because I did not write down my budget. So 2 to 4 months gap, Jeddah or Blessed Medina, decide where you want to go. Third thing will be you gotta write down your numbers. And then now let's move on to our second step, which is getting the visa. It's trust me, it was never easy before, but now it's super duper easy. This right here, this is the website, www.visavisitsaudi.com. You go in there, it's a small process. You fill in the application, you pay the visa fees, and you will have visa in your email within 2 to 4 hours or maximum 48 hours. Khalas. And then once you get the visa, you can verify your visa on the website, which is www.visa.mofa.gov.sa. These two websites are very essential. So keep in mind, get your visa ahead and also verify your visa. Now let's move on to our third step, which is book your tickets, right? Now, when it comes to booking a ticket, what I would do here, I'll show you in a bit. You go to Expedia, okay? Go on flights. For example, I'm leaving from New York and you know what? I said, hey, I want to go to Jeddah first. So I'll put Jeddah and I'll give the time of at least 2 months from now. So let's say I'm gonna leave on Tuesday because Tuesday tickets are cheaper. So let's say we're gonna go for 2 weeks. So 13 we leave, we come back on 27th. Now done, search. This is a very good tool to compare your prices because there are other websites like Kayak or something like that, but Expedia is like very authentic and it gives you real-time prices. Now look, it gives me a lot of information here. I can choose one stop, two stop. Ideally, you want to have one stop. So this right here is Qatar Airways. You leave at 1:20 a.m. and you get to Jeddah at 1:10 a.m. This is very important. Let me tell you why. Look, you're gonna get to Jeddah at 1:10 a.m., which means you would probably leave airport around like 2:30 a.m. and then from Jeddah to Mecca is like I would say 1 hour or hour and a half drive. By the time you'll get to Mecca, it'll be Fajr time. And remember, everything closes when it's a Fajr time, which means your hotel lobby as well. So if you have a booking at like on the day and you go at the Fajr time, they will not take you in. They will tell you to wait and come back after Fajr. And remember, you will be in Ihram. So all those limitations are applying at you. So this is why I say plan ahead. Ideally, you want to go to hotels around like 10 to 11 because this is when because they say that like the check-in time is at 2 p.m. So if you go like at 10 or 11 or 12, they'll probably let you in. Or if they don't have any booking that day, so they can then they'll just probably let you in at 6 a.m. as well. It does depend, but please don't go at the prayer time. You will miss your own prayer and you will just be at the lobby or on the road waiting for someone to come in and check you in. So that's why I say that this time matters. Now let's see this flight. It has one stop, leaves at 9:25, gets you there at 7:30 in Jeddah. So which means you'll get to your hotel by like 9 p.m. The only thing is, it'll be too late for you, so you would probably miss your five prayers in the mosque. But you can, Allah knows Aniya. So that was a ticket part. Okay, and then the fourth one is accommodation. Now, when it comes to accommodation, you got to keep in mind these three very important parts. Either you are traveling with kids or elders, because if your hotel is far, you have kids and you have elders like your parents, they're not gonna walk that far. And it'll be kind of like a situation where you would need to hire someone so they can push their wheelchair. I've done that. Um, Second thing is how far is your hotel from the mosque and actual from the mataf? Because once you reach the mosque, it will probably take you like 5 to 10 more minutes to get to the mataf. Mataf is like where you perform Umrah, right? So some people they just perform Umrah, in at the roof or in the mosque, but I prefer at the mataf. So make sure you know where like how to get to mataf and you know how far your hotel is from mataf. And then la last thing is just like, you will be going back and forth like 5 times a day. So, get yourself in shape, start walking, because it'll be a lot. Now, the fifth one is transport. This is also very important. Now, when it comes to transport, you got three options. You got taxi, you got bus, and you got the fastest and the easiest way, bullet train. When it comes to taxi, they take around like what 4 to 5 hours to get you from Mecca to Blessed Medina or from Blessed Medina to Mecca. Or when it comes to bus, it's like a little cheaper, but they take like 6 to 8 hours. Where bullet train, ooh, that's a real game right there. Bullet train will get you to Mecca or to Medina within like 2.5 hours. So I've done from Blessed Medina to Mecca in like 2 hours or even 2 hours, 10 minutes, which is nothing. And it's like a little expensive, but let's talk about prices. Uh, the fares when it comes to taxi is the cheapest, which is, I mean, taxi is not the cheapest, it's the bus. So taxi is like 4,500 real. The bus is like 6 to 120 real, and the bullet train is like 172 real. But bullet train right here is the game changer. It's faster and it's smooth. You don't even feel like you're traveling. You're just sitting there and it's very comfortable. Buses, they take like at least 6 to 8 hours, and they will stop here and there for prayers, for like restroom break, whatever. And then taxis is like a private car. What people do, they would just group up. Like, they would find people who also want to go to the same location, and they would say, hey, this guy is charging us 500 reals, so we could split that into four. So we'll be just paying like 110, 120 each. So there you go. Oh yeah, by the way, this is a website of Hadaman online website. This is where you can get your tickets for bullet train. How much is a timetable? Everything is there on this website. So this is it. Thank you so much. I know that this was my very first video. I probably made a lot of mistakes, but I will learn and I will make it better. Thank you so much. Like and subscribe.